Hey there, besties. We in Chicago. Shout out to Brandon. And it looks like 3 restaurants were targeted by robbers overnight across Chicago. Say it ain't so.
Armed robbers hit 3 Chicago restaurants overnight, and they didn't stop there.
In one case, they robbed both the cashier and even customers. CBS 2's Mugo Odigwe is live in Chinatown with what we are learning this morning. Good morning, Mugo.
Yeah, good morning to you both. So we are just outside He restaurant. Police say this is where the most recent of those 3 robberies took place. In fact, detectives wrapped up their investigation here just a few hours ago around 3. They tell us the armed robbery happened just before midnight. 2 guys with handguns entered the restaurant and demanded money from both the cashier and even the customers. Once they got it, they ran away. There was a robbery less than 2 hours before, around 10 p.m. in Avondale.
Not at the subway. Somebody find out where Jussie was, okay? Find out where Jussie Smollett was when this Yo, this is Chicago, y'all. Somebody figure out where Jussie was when this happened at the subway.
Time at a Subway restaurant. Police say this robbery involved 3 guys with handguns. They demanded money from a store employee, and once they got it, they also took off. Finally, around 9:30 last night in Logan Square, police say another Subway restaurant was robbed. This also involved 3 guys with handguns who ran into the store, demanded money from an employee before taking off. But fortunately, in all 3 of these armed robberies, Chicago police say everyone complied and no one was hurt. Right now, though, they're not saying if all 3 cases are connected, only that they are still investigating.
Of course, that's all that they can say, even though the odds are that they are all related. Now, I don't know, obviously, this part of Chicago, I will depend on y'all to let me know what you think and where this is and who it is that you think that did it. But why don't I just go ahead and take a look at the comments and see what they have to say? They live there for the most part, right? Okay. It says, the first comment says, just because no one was physically harmed does not mean they were not psychologically traumatized, which I agree. That is the collateral damage that I always be talking about that some people don't seem to consider. No one needs to or wants to witness anything like this to hear GUN shots, to see or hear that something happened traumatic like this around you or near you or in a place that you may frequent or your kids may frequent or your families may frequent. Nobody thinks that far ahead. Nobody does. They're insured. You don't know. It's okay. Right? Next one says, kinder, gentler thieves. It's a heartwarming story. These news broadcasters are a mess, y'all. You already know they are just a daggone mess. Next one says, in Texas, they might have got SHOT by the customers while watching the cashier, which we have seen that happen. I wonder what happened with that man. Remember the people that they were sitting in the Tequentera or something like that restaurant? Then this dude walks in there and starts robbing everyone, and the dude brings out his weapon, takes him out, and then he leaves. Then, of course, there's outrage. It's not right. It's not fair. You shouldn't have done this. You were wrong. They want him arrested, and if I'm not mistaken, he got arrested. We got to figure out what happened with that. If y'all remember what I'm talking about, please send me anything, especially if you're in the area, right? All right. Next comment says, this seems to be an ongoing story. I hope I never get dementia and accidentally drive to Chicago like my mom did several years ago. My dad called the cops, but they never bothered to do anything. Stay safe. Next comment says, no suspect description, so it must be the usual suspects. Because if you sit up here and you call out what someone is and they happen to be black, then that means that you're being racist. Because you typically don't hear them say the person was black, the person was white, the person was Chinese, the person was blue, the person was green. You never hear that anymore. Child, it's crazy. It's crazy. Next one says, always the same. Next one says, this country needs to bring back the chain gang. Let them pick up the litter on the sidewalk wearing orange overalls so everyone can see them. Next one says, I will never go downtown in Chicago ever again. Well, I will never make it to Chicago because there's nothing there for me and I ain't got time. I don't want to be a part of anything and I don't want to witness anything. And I know people will say, anything can happen anywhere. I agree. But when you look at the odds, that's why I always say the odds, they're higher in some places and lower in other places. So let me keep my black ass where it's lower. That's it. That's all. Anyway, Let's look at another story before we close this out.
3 Southside fast food restaurants are closing their doors.
This news came abruptly. It shocked area residents. It's left them concerned about the future of the local economy. Casey Crone is live with the latest. Casey.
I know they effing lying. I tell you, these news reporters ain't ish. They just be trying to create drama. Oh my God. No one understands. No one knows. Goodbye, sir.
John and Scott, all 3 KFC restaurants are owned by the same
no.
franchisee. The move comes as a disappointment to neighbors and also one local alderman who tells me he was blindsided by those closures.
The alderman was blindsided by the closures. Aldermen, like, I'm sick of all you aldermans and you mayors and you council people and all that trying to act like you don't know what's up. Trying to act like you don't know what the problem is. Trying to act like you don't understand and you didn't expect it and you didn't do anything about it and you didn't work with the DA and you didn't work with the prosecutors and you didn't demand and command that you need to do something about this daggone crime, or show up to daggone Brandon in this case to say, Brandon, stop talking your sugar honey iced tea and do something about this mess. Governor too, child. The governor too. No, y'all gonna act like you don't know what's going on. People is tired, okay? People is tired. This actually is titled 3 Southside Chicago KFC locations closed, and everybody gonna act like they don't know why.
The restaurants are located at 83rd and King Drive in Chatham, where renovations
Is King Drive Martin Luther King? Somebody in Chicago let us know.
have been underway for several months. Now progress has stopped, the windows and doors boarded up. Also in Grand Crossing, the KFC at 75th and Lafayette will no longer serve customers. And in Bronzeville, the chain at 35th and Calumet has been shuttered. This comes less than 1 month after the movie theater Cinema Chatham shut down. 6th Ward Alderman William Hall tells me these closures are a loss for the community, leaving employees out of work and corners vacant.
Well, to the entire 6th Ward, my frustration is your frustration. We share the same frustration. I live here. I don't want to see it.
It might be your fault, sir. It might be your fault. Ain't it your job to make sure that the community is thriving and people are in it? What are you doing to combat the crime? I mean, we gonna act like we don't know what it is. Are we gonna sit here and act like we don't know what it is? This is Chicago, the South Side, okay? Again, I don't know it well, but I'm under the impression that it's not the best side. All right. What is a good side of Chicago? Somebody tell me.
I live here. I don't want to see abandonment. I don't want to see vacancy, just like you. Working hard with corporations. We are some challenging times, however. We're going to, again, look to the future. Hopefully we find or reimagine our corner, even if it means tearing down that KFC and building a new business. But we're not going to stop until that vacancy is filled.
A spokesperson with KFC tells us the closures came, quote, as a normal course of business, adding, while this is always a difficult decision, we appreciate the patronage of our loyal guests. This Thursday, Alderman Hall is hosting a job fair at Hamilton Park with other nearby businesses. It will kick off at 9 a.m. All are welcome to attend, and he says some spots will be filled right there on the spot.
So how many people think that there's going to be this extreme turnout for the job fair that they're about to have, and that there'll be all these kids so that they can be off of the street and they can do the right thing and they can be a productive citizen? Anyone think that's about to happen? Bueller. They're just out here talking mad sugar honey iced tea. They fooling no one, except for, I guess, those people in that community, because this doesn't make any sense. Same old crap, different day. Wash, rinse, damn, repeat. I'm sick of it. I don't know why they're not sick of it. I don't even live there and I'm sick of it. How are they not sick of it? I'm just confused. But whatever, keep acting like you don't know. Keep allowing your spawn and your gremlin to do whatever the hell it is that they want. Have no daggone type of consequence. And then, unfortunately, when something happens to you, that's when everybody's going to be outraged. And then you're going to blame the police. Then you're going to blame everybody else. When at the end of the day, it's you. Do something with your damn spawn at the end of the damn day. Start charging these daggone parents. We need more of those laws, just like what they did with Crumley's mother and soon to be father, I'm assuming. All right? Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all with the foolishness in daggone Chicago. Go ahead and let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe to this daggone channel and comment. I see you all in the next one.
We do not care